one moment. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am Wolf.
And this is Billi Freed.
And today we're here with
Michael Fernandez.
What up, Mike?
He is a cinematographer and a filmmaker and much more than that, but he's awesome. And I've known him for a long time. We went to film school together. He's done a few things. Some of it's pretty good. But
Some of it.
Yeah.
Most, not all of it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Who won a, what award did you win for that documentary?
I think it was a Pulitzer.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, it was only one though. I didn't win one the next year, so I gave up on
So
it.
they don't care.
No.
It doesn't count.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you're welcome.
I try not to toot my own horn. I try not to I'm always behind the screen. I'm always like, there's a reason why, we don't show our faces. So this is a rare occurrence, two filmmakers in one shot. You don't see that often.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
anyway,
Catherine.
philosophical undertones. All this being said, we're going to dive right into today's video. It's called Blockbuster. There's a rapper in there, Faris, Shafi. There's a singer in there, Umair. What a last name. And then there's like some sort of a singing ensemble. I cannot pronounce this properly. God. The language is like Punjabi, and I don't speak Punjabi, so maybe Mike does. I don't know.
Oh, yes, I do.
All right,
But
yeah,
it would be bad.
all right. So without further ado, let's dive right in. 3, 2, 1, play.
Coke Studio.
Captions,
15.
Mike. Captions. Turn on the captions.
I got him on.
Colorful.
Keytar, already, this is amazing.
Is this related at all to Coca-Cola, or is it just...
They pay for it.
Oh, they paid for it. Okay. Yeah, that keytar is very good.
Oh, sweet.
Nice. Microphone.
ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਰਚੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਖੁੱਲੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਖਰਚੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਜਾਣਦਾ ਜਹਾਨ ਏ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਸਲਾਮ ਏ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਅਥਰੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਪਿਛਲਾ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਅਗਲੀ ਵੀ ਸੁਣ ਲੈ ਤੂੰ ਉਹ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਵੇਂ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਪੈਗਾਮ ਏ ਨੀਂਦ ਦੇ ਸੁੱਤਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਖਿਲਦੇ ਨੇ ਮੁਖੜੇ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਤੇ ਹਿੱਲਦੇ ਮੌਸਮ ਜਵਾਨ ਮਹਿਫਲਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਾਣ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਖਰੇ ਨੇ ਸਦਕੇ ਜਾਵਾਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਨੱਚ ਥੋੜਾ ਆਗੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਬੁਲਾ ਲੈ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋ ਬੁਲਾਣ ਏਟ ਵੱਜਦੇ ਨੇ
Oh. Hell yeah.
There's that folksy vibe.
And the tuk-tuk, they're going to get on? Yeah.
Rickshaw. We call it a rickshaw.
Oh, sorry. This is what I was waiting for. The dance scenes.
What
is this game?
Called Carom. Carom board.
ਸਾਨੂੰ ਲੋਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੁਪ ਕੂਲ ਸਾਡਾ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਮਿਜ਼ਾਜ ਨਾਲੇ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਅਸੂਲ ਉਹ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਉੱਤੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਰੂਲ ਰੱਬ ਦੀ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਰੂਰ ਉਹ ਹਰ ਵਾਰੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਟ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਸੈੱਟ ਨਾਲ ਦੇਖ ਕੜਾ ਸੱਚੇ ਬੇਲੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਕਰੂ
Okay.
They're so cute. Oh, man. I spoke too soon.
ओ छड़ फिकरां नु पीछे सुनो मेरे फिकरों में लिखे हुए किसे
That guy's got quite a look.
That's right last night was the best मगर this night better act right नहीं तो you be inadmissible listen up
Party
I
best.
turn the music up ਅੱਜ ਪਾਣੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਖੱਪ ਮਾਰਦੇ ਹੁਲਾਰੇ ਆਇਓ ਨੱਚਨੇ ਆ ਸਾਰੇ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਜਵਾਨ ਆ ਕੇ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਨੂੰ ਵੂਫਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਾਪਾ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਐਨਾ ਦੀਆਂ ਕੰਪ ਲੈਣਾ ਜੇ ਤੂੰ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਹਿਣਾ ਪੁੱਤ ਰਿਦਮ ਤੇ 24 ਘੰਟੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਤੇ 12 ਸਾਊਂਡ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਤੂੰ ਛੇਤੀ ਜਾਣ ਲੈਣਾ ਲਵ ਮੌਕਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਜਾਣ ਦੇਣਾ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਹੁਣ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਾਨਸੇਰਾ ਅੱਜ ਨੱਚੀਏ ਵੇ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਸਾਲ ਗੇਰਾ ਬੇਟਾ ਵੱਡੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਅੱਜ ਮੇਰੀ ਸੱਚ ਕੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਏ ਵੇਖ ਫੇਰ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਯਾਰ ਬੇਰਲੀ ਗਿਫਟ ਮੁਹੱਬਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਲਾਇਆ ਤਿਆਰੀਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਆਇਆ ਕਲੀਅਰਲੀ ਨੀਅਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਸੁਤਰੇ ਆ ਸਾਰੇ yours truly sincerely and I love it tension ਕਦੇ ਬੇਰਲੀ surely carefree ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਦੇ ਸਹਾਰੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਤੇ ਮੁਬਾਰਕ ਹੋ now we know what life is all about ਖੁੱਲ੍ਹੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਬੂਏ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਰੋਜ਼ਾਨਾ ਆਓ my love
ਤੂੰ ਸਮਝੋ ਮੇਰੇ ਚ ਸਮਾਰਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਪਿਆਰਿਆ ਵੇ ਮਰ ਜਾਇਆ ਵੇ ਬੇਬੀ ਰਕਸ਼ਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਰਾ ਲਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੇ ਯਾਰਿਆ ਵੇ ਮਰ ਜਾਇਆ
Oh, now the camera's taken off. Lightning hands.
Take the mute off.
Yeah, you're muted, bruh.
I was just miming some words. I wasn't really talking. That was a one take.
Yeah, I was noticing that. Very cool.
How was the camera fucking flying? So
Yeah, I don't know. They must have got him on a crane.
Coke Studio is a platform where deep musical cultural knowledge comes to fruition, right? It's no deep lyrics and things like that. These guys, not so much right now. I feel like this is more of a happy banger, happy song.
It's a party cut for sure.
It's a party cut. I think it's a throwback to the 90s Pakistan where drive-in cinemas were pretty big.
Oh yeah, I could see that at the end. Yeah.
People would just like go and it would be a big ass party. Entire clans of family would just fucking go in like 10 cars and like have a huge cookout. That type of thing. Yeah.
I gotta say I'm impressed with the one take. I would love to see what they were shooting on.
There's a behind the scenes of this, which is like 20 minutes long. It's a story on its own.
Okay.
I haven't seen it, but this is a one take. I don't know where to start. Hey Billy, can we start with your thoughts and then we'll delve into like some filmmaking stuff, and because this was a
Yes.
production.
Yes. So the lyrics were moving fast. Usually with these things, I do sort of a lyric breakdown, but really what I got from this is like very pure, very sincere, very carefree, a lot of unity, a lot of oneness, speaking to the culture. It reminded me of like being out with my friends, before puberty set in and you get all these complicated feelings. You're just like having fun and like running the streets and just like having a good time. I mean, I used to do like hip hop choreo with my friends after we would watch like an Aaliyah video, you know what I mean? And then try to do the video dance, right? It just reminded me of like, it took me back to that, right? So when you're saying like when drive-ins were very big back in the day in Pakistan, like I felt that too, because it's sort of the same here. Drive-ins are not popular anymore, and they once were popular. I loved how the instrumentalists, like there were scenes where the instrumentalists were like forefront, like with the drummers. There was just like that breakdown where they have the drummers. But all through the party scenes, all while they were walking, you could see the instrumentalists in the back, or you could see like the glow of a computer screen and then like the keyboards. And then of course the guitar. I thought the introduction was wonderful. You bring down the microphone on a little like basket, The outfits were amazing. The colors were amazing. Yeah, those are my thoughts.
Yeah.
I am wondering about the huge cutouts and the drive-in scene. Like, what was that all about? I don't know if there's any like
That's
cultural significance.
it's Pakistani cinema art. Like, no matter what kind of movie is playing, like massively hand painted Harry Potter and like they look disfigured, you know. I remember them, like they're not very good paintings, but like it's like a throwback to that.
Mhm.
You know, the music, I have to say, like it I would say the type of music is essentially called bhangra, which is like a Punjabi type of music. But this particular type of electronic bhangra comes from, I think, from the UK in the 1980s and 1990s, when a lot of South Asians moved to the UK and they forged like their own identity. So it's called garage bhangra, garage music.
Like garage, UK garage.
UK garage, but it's bhangra. It's like it's
Mhm.
electronic bhangra. Bhangra, Punjabi music, typically, and I've explained this before in another video, that it kind of has its roots as a harvest festival. You know, on the Indus River in Pakistan, it's one of the massive rivers, and that area has been providing agriculture to humanity for like 5,000 years. So, the dancing and singing is really, you know, at the harvest time they would do this type of stuff, and now it's like a cultural thing where it's party music, dance music, wedding music. I like and I did notice all the musicians like kind of stuck everywhere. It was cool. It was, you know, everything had a purpose, and I'm flabbergasted. You know, it takes such a massive effort to move, and this looks like a set. It's, as a filmmaker, you have to control things, and they've controlled like almost like a
Mm.
neighborhood. It's like, and the neighborhood is like, it just keeps on going. It's crazy. And they built narrow streets, and there are people walking around it somehow. And it's how many people do you think this took, like, on set with the
I
actors?
was one of the things I noticed halfway through is I was like, there are so many extras, like, and dancers and just people everywhere. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks like hundreds, maybe 100 people. You
I
I
would
know?
mean,
say,
even
like,
like the production crew, if you look on the notes, on the video notes, there's so many people,
Jesus,
and it's
yeah.
not counting the extras.
I was scrolling down on this like YouTube info page. It just doesn't stop. I would guess at least 400 to 500 people, including production people, including
Lord have
craft,
mercy.
food,
So,
extras. And imagine fucking up a take, and then everybody has to reset
yeah,
back
yeah,
to
yeah.
square one.
Well, the first thing I do when I see a long take like this is I look for the cut, because I feel like there's always a cut they hide.
Mm.
I was looking
But I gotta say, I don't think there is one until when they get
bus.
to the drive-through. They have this kid there again, and there's this fake smoke that comes out from the side, and I think
Mm.
they cut there, yeah, at the end, right before they rise up for the movie theater. It's on the kid. There's all this smoke goes over him, and I think they
Not a flashing light.
spliced. I think, yeah, right before the flashing lights, I think they spliced a cut in there. But that's still impressive, because you're, I don't know, 4 minutes into the take. If that's the only cut, very impressive. I don't even think there's one on the bus, which is where I would have put it, when he goes onto the bus.
By the way, those are actual buses in Pakistan.
Yeah. Well, I was like, oh, this is a fake bus, and they're like
Yeah,
bouncing
no.
it around. And then they're like they're like, you can see the set in the back.
Yeah, yeah.
They like actually drove the
They
truck
drove the
away.
goddamn bus.
So I looked up the BTS, and there's an image of the guy with the camera, and it's just a dude holding a Ronin.
Hmm.
I
Whoa,
would
that's
assume
crazy.
I would assume like a big body steady cam, you know, so that, you know, it doesn't, you know, like the ones you see on, you know, in the news or on big movie sets. But it's just a dude holding a thing like this, and he's like walking around. And I can't believe he did that for 4 minutes just with his arms. So very impressive.
As
The
a
one-
as a
sorry.
non-filmmaker, I couldn't tell until the end when you made a comment and you were like, "Oh, it's flying away. The camera's flying away." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then at that moment, it was kind of like the camera kind of went like this to kind of like settle into the fact that it was like flying away. And I was like, and then you're like, "It's a one take," and I was like, "That's wild." As a person who doesn't, I don't know anything about the film portion.
Right.
It's just for me, it's just like a journey. Like they're always there, but that it was very steady. I didn't notice anything until the end.
The number one on this set, yeah, let's step back from the camera nerding out. And number one on this set is production design, like you were saying, Ali. I mean, whoever built this scene, not only did they do a great job making it look like a real street that might be, you know, someplace these people know that we don't, but the way they use the color and the where they put the color, it just is like not random or, you know, just crazy colors everywhere. It's like well
Yeah.
placed and well thought out, and like it goes from like sort of bright rainbow to like, you know, more purpley blue, and then it pops into some green. I don't know, like it's all, yeah, it's all obviously very well planned out and thought out.
I just noticed scrolling through the video. At one point in the beginning, around 50-second mark, the guy's singing, and there's like a little shout in the song. Ah! And then the billboard, there's a jaw in the billboard, and the billboard goes, ah. It's like a
That's
dentist
very
shop.
cool. There's people everywhere. I mean, it's like you would think this was a real set, aside from the like obviously curated lighting and costumes.
And lighting is hard.
Yeah.
Lighting is hard. Guys, if you're not a filmmaker, the camera doesn't see light like your eyes. The camera is fucking dumb. You have to make every shot. No, like if you take a picture, that's just one frame. A camera has 30 frames or 60 frames in 1 second. And everywhere you walk, the light changes. So you have to constantly make sure the light is exactly. And these guys have walked for 5-6 minutes, whatever the fuck it was.
They've got big lights hung overhead with cranes, which I saw on the BTS. They've also got the guy walking behind the camera holding a light on a pole.
Yeah.
That's over the camera so that anybody who's in front of the camera is well lit.
Yeah.
Very a lot of work. A lot of work. There's lights in every little house. There's you know, coming out of every house, there's a different color light or a different, you know, thing. So it's very cool.
And the three women, the three heroines, you should check out their instrument. It's like it's a pitcher of milk, typically using.
That's cool.
So I think they're I was just kind of reading up on these ladies. They come from impoverished southern part of Punjab, where a lot of folk music from that state or province comes from. A lot of major folk singers come from that one neighborhood that they come from. So that's all they do. They sing. That's their thing.
That's cool.
And apparently the little girl is their girl who started singing while they were doing rehearsals, and they were like, this is really good. Come on down. So
that's awesome. No,
I wanted to point out that, you know, that sort of like very intergenerational piece, as we see a lot in these Coke Studio videos, you know, just like not only is there like preservation of like culture and song, but we're putting different faces, different ages in front of the camera.
yeah, I like that they're older women. That is really cool. I gotta say, it's interesting, just an interesting cultural thing. It's interesting that they all sing into a microphone. I was looking at some of the other
their live audio
Coke Studios things. Oh, this is the take.
So they do several.
This isn't lip sync.
This is not a lip. So, you know, I'm not a sound person, but I have always heard for 15 years straight by people who worked on this stuff. And I've known people who've been on set and actually have been the artists. on this stuff. It's all live. So,
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's even more crazy.
that's why the platform started, because you know music is like a very important thing to
That's
that
too
part of
much.
the world. It's very important.
After 15 seasons, I mean, I would be surprised if it wasn't, you
Mhm.
know? And we've seen older seasons where you can see the build up to something like this, you know?
Yeah. I'll have to check out some of the older stuff.
I can recommend you a few.
Yeah, send them over.
The video format, they went to a video music format the last season, and it blew up in the mainstream around the globe. Like we saw a video that had like a billion views, almost a billion views.
Good Lord.
And because that is, there's an appeal to it. It feels organic. The lyricism is organic. It's real. It's not, you know, there's stories based around these type of like songs, you know, old stories. Some of these are narratives that have been there for thousands of years and they're still singing about them. As opposed to our songs and idioms and shit, you know, we've got YOLO. That's our idiom, right? That's our narrative. Like, you know, those are our phrases, right? We don't have these stories. It's a relatively young country, young society, you know, 300 years. That's nothing, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've got people telling some good stories about the history of this country, but not on the billboards, not getting billions of views.
Yeah.
So
No joke.
you know, you've just got a audience base that's interested in this storytelling, you know.
Yeah.
Which is great.
It is 10 o'clock here almost. I need to go back to work because I got gigs that I gotta finish off. But man, it was such a pleasure having you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, the perspective is awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was really fun. I mean, I'm sad we don't have more time, but it was great. I can't wait. You know, have me back if you do that.
So, with all that being said, thank you again for being here, giving me the time of day, both of you. Till the next time, I'm Wolf.
Bye. I'm Mike.
Bye, y'all.